the great masses will more easily fall victims to a big lie than to a small one.
Adolf Hitler said that, and he broadcast the big lie to the world. The Hitler gang joined in. The big lie growing bigger. The Nazi voices are still now, but the big lie lives. New faces, new voices. Stalin and the Stalin gang. The big lie bigger and bigger. Hitler built an altar to the big lie. It was at Nuremberg. Stalin built an altar to the big lie. It is in red. The parades are longer. The bands play louder.
The German people feel happy and content. They know that the Führer will always find ways and means to overcome economic needs.
The new socialist economy provides citizens with every opportunity to lead a prosperous and cultured life.
There were elections in Germany. Phony elections, window dressing for the big lie. One candidate, Adolf Hitler and Nazism. Or else. Elections in Russia, phony elections, window dressing. One candidate, Stalin and communism. Or else. There were courts in Germany, phony courts. Phony justice, phony judges who ranted at the defendants on cue.
Werden lieber Knarren angenommen, werde ich auf dumme Gedanken kommen. Natürlich, die haben ja bestätigt, dass die KV sind. Also, und werden die hier nicht unverschämt.
The communists have courts too.
Вся ваша переписка, все ваши родственники арестованы, обвиняемый. Мы знаем все. Вам не избегнуть заслуженной кары. Социалистическое отечество не прощает своих врагов. В последний раз я призываю вас к тому, чтобы вы сознались.
Hitler said,
when the German Reich gives a guarantee of peace, that means it also abides by it.
The whole world is aware that the Soviet Union demobilized its forces after the war.
And so an iron curtain fell across Europe, an iron curtain dividing the free world from the slave world. This is the slave world.
Communism means not poverty and privation, but the abolition of poverty and privation. The organization of a well-to-do and cultured life for all members of society.
This is the slave world. And see how it spread. Some areas were gobbled up. Some became Russian-dominated satellites in Europe and in Asia.
We do not covet a hand's breadth of foreign land. The communist state has no need for foreign expansion. It needs no colonial territory.
This is the hub around which the satellites must revolve. And to the Kremlin came their puppet leaders to sign away their nation's freedom. Bulgaria.
The Soviet Union has shown by its deeds that it respects the freedom of all nations.
Thus, the big lie came to Bulgaria. Poland.
Union and friendship with the Soviet Union has brought the Polish people freedom and independence.
Thus, the big lie came to Poland. Romania.
The Soviet government does not pursue the aim of altering the existing social structure of Romania.
Thus, the big lie came to Romania. North Korea.
The Korean people themselves must be allowed to settle their internal affairs.
Thus, the big lie came to North Korea. Red China.
The great Chinese people are not alone. They can and will rely more and more on the Soviet Union.
Thus, the big lie came to China. Sold out, the people of satellite Poland. Sold out to the pattern of parades, the posters of Stalin and Lenin. The big lie set to marching tempo, the funeral march of a nation's freedom. Sold out. Sold out, the people of satellite Romania.
The Romanian people have marched under the leadership of their Workers' Party along the correct path of consolidating the fraternal bond with the Soviet Union.
people of satellite Hungary.
There is no area of Hungarian socialist life which does not receive constant invaluable assistance from the Soviet Union.
Sold out. Sold out, the people of satellite China.
Everywhere, the working people of the Chinese People's Republic are expressing a fervent desire to master the Russian language, the language of Lenin and Stalin, in order to assimilate still more successfully the very rich experience in socialist construction of the peoples of the USSR.
Sold out. Sold out, the people of satellite North Korea.
The glorious Korean People's Republic walks side by side with the Soviet Union.
Sold out. Sold out, the people of Czechoslovakia.
The Czechoslovakian people treasure as the apple of their eye alliance and friendship with the great Soviet Union.
Sold out. This is the funeral march of Jan Masaryk, who could not live with the big lie. It is also the funeral march of Czechoslovakia's freedom, which is to follow the body of this man into the grave. One nation behind the Iron Curtain refused to die. The beginning was the same. No communist leader followed the patterns of the big lie more perfectly than Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia. Like all the others, Tito made the pilgrimage to Moscow.
Tito has a brilliant talent for army leadership. He has great personal courage combined with great charm and the talents of an outstanding politician and statesman.
Then something went wrong. Wrong for Russia. For the first time, the Iron Curtain was pushed back. A slave had escaped. The Russians had new words to describe Tito.
The coward Tito is a hireling spy and murderer, a bankrupt fascist, a traitor to his country.
In Yugoslav schools, Yugoslav textbooks replaced Russian textbooks.
The meaning and significance of the fascist crusade against culture, launched by the Titoites, are becoming increasingly clear.
Yugoslav grain would feed Yugoslavians. It would not feed Russians while Yugoslavians starved.
The working people of Yugoslavia are rising in struggle against terror and oppression for bread and their vital rights.
In Yugoslavia, the big lie had failed. The communists have a bigger lie, the lie of the dove, their biggest lie of all. At endless rallies, they proclaim it. Peace, peace. A great and a beautiful word, peace. But when the communists mouth it, it means war.
The bulk of expenditure in the USSR is for the national economy and for social, cultural undertakings. The whole world is aware that the Soviet Union demobilized its forces after the war.
This is the word. And this is the deed. War in Greece, communist war. The dove that goes boom. Peace rallies, hide the deed with words. Talk peace, act in the ways of war.
The Soviet Union spends its basic funds on peaceful construction. The entire mode of life of the Soviet people excludes the possibility of attacking other peoples.
This is the word. And this the deed. War in Indochina, communist war. The dove that goes boom. Peace rallies, hide the deed with words.
Expenditure is for peaceful production. The Soviet Union pursues a policy of peace.
This is the word. And this the deed. War in Korea, communist war. This is the deed. The dove that goes boom. Peace petitions. Hide the deed with words. Sign your name hopefully on the line that says peace. And you sign your life away in Soviet war.
We do not want war. And we shall do everything possible to avert it. The Soviet Union pursues, without retreating, a policy of peace and friendship.
This is the word. And this the deed. War in China, communist war. Beware the big lie. Beware the dove that goes boom.